Tampa-Bэй takes Chernak down. He's back in the lineup for Tampa. Long shot. Hit a body, deflects away.
And we see early contacts from Adrian Kempe. Stick was there.
An early power play opportunity for Tampa. Over to the left circle. Wrist shot. Fired away. He scored a power play goal the last time these two teams met in the first period, and that was it. Kings scored twice later on, won that game, but now Kings gonna have to be short-handed early on. Point through the neutral zone. Kucherov rolled back to point and then held in by Jake Gensel. Back toward the middle. Point across to the far side. And then back into the blue line. Radek beats Gensel. Then back in deep. Gensel gets it back. Centers and they score. At the back post, it's Braden Point who tucks it in. An early power play goal for Tampa-Bэй, and they lead it 1-0.
The Kings could never get into a rotation. They couldn't get to take away time and space. Every single touch by that Lightning was purposeful. It was on sticks. It was quick movement, and you can see at the end, look at that. I mean, Point has a wide open net, so the Kings have got to get back to being more consistent. They've talked about it. Last game they were.
Paul retreats to collect for Tampa. The forward deep to his own end, and then turned over. Kings pick it up. Wrist shot, score! Jeff Malott off the turnover. Back in the lineup, and Malott ties it 1-1.
His first shift of the game, I believe, because there was a double shift earlier on. Get it through that neutral zone, right? It's not pretty by any means, but at the same time, contact. And the second contact created a little bit of a bouncing puck situation. Anytime you go to the middle like that, like Carlisle did, on your backhand, you have to be strong, and the Kings made sure it was not strong. First shift of the game for the big boys, and they're involved. That early contact.
Maybe off his skate behind the goal. Perry up top for Clark. Over to Fiala. Couldn't shoot the one-timer. Fiala waits. Shoots. Save. Rebound. Kick save. Another chance. Score! Power play goals in 3 straight games. This time it's Kuzmenko. And it's 2-1 LA.
Instrumental was Corey Perry. But the movement of the Kings there, changing the point of attack. Fiala, he showed shot. That's so important. Then watch Corey Perry. They'll keep it alive once. Second time, Tampa-Bay's considering something here with how close to the crease was Perry, but he's not affecting the goaltender whatsoever. The goaltender did lose his stick, but I don't think Corey did anything about that. No, it's actually the feet and skates of his own defenseman.
And now it's back across to Kucherov. He centers for the goal scorer, Point, who steps in along the wall, drops it back to the blue line. Long shot punched away by Kemper.
It will buy more time for other guys because someone's going to get locked up with him and occupied by him.
Kings in the offensive zone leading 2-1. Shot right into the... And now Byfield rumbling out of the offensive zone. Pressured by Cirelli. And now Armia steps in. Armia creates space. Back in front. Toe save by the goaltender. Leaves it to the blue line. Held in by Crozier. Turns it back to Point along the wall. Creeps in. Tries to center up top. Kucherov shoots it a save. Rebound knocked away by the Kings.
As Nikita Kucherov, he just seems to be on top of it, one step ahead.
It's maybe one of the compliments of all compliments you can give a hockey player. Kings step in. Perry shoots. Save. Johansson. The blue line Radish shot blocked. Knocked away by Clark, but held in. Moser centers. Tip. Save. Kemper. Loose puck in front of the blue paint. Taken away by the Kings and flipped up the wall. Numbers the other way. It's Adrian Kempe. Drops it back. Clark shoots. Save. Johansson. It fluttered off his glove. The defenseman skates in deep. Rolled back up top. And now Armia shoots. Save. Loose puck. Save again. Johansson off of Fogle, and he gets a whistle. Armia with the chance. The rebound there. Johansson keeps it a 1-goal game. Edmondson with a sharp ankle shot blocked up the wall, then flipped back into the neutral zone. Numbers for the Bolts. Right wing side, a shot from there. Glove save, Kemper!
His balance is absolutely perfect. You'll see where it happens. A little pinch there. Kuzmenko was the safety valve, but he stood in there flat-footed. Darcy's balance, his read of the play. Watch the goaltender here. When it gets back, he only moves the glove. That's it. He went down to the butterfly. Kucherov out there.
CC all over Point. Puck behind the net. Back for Point. Save Kemper. Over to the far circle. Centering feet. Picked off by Fogle. Bjorkstrand had lost it. Back to the neutral zone. It's plucked by Gonsalves. Steps in. He shoots. It's deflected away. Back to Moser. Shoots it. A save by Kemper. Something like that. Let's see. Down the ice, James steps into the ozone, feeds Bjorkstrand, shoots, save, Kemper, another chance, this time for Paul, denied by Kemper again. Cirelli holds it in deep for Brandon Hagel. Pressured there by Drew Doughty. Canada teammates, right circle shot, stopped by Kemper, no rebound.
It just seems to kind of slow down a little bit, but the starts have been there.
Now down the ice, Point along the wall, and speeds in deep past Doughty. Around the boards, pressured by Turcotte and lost it, but picked up by Tampa. Back in front, they score! The puck was behind the net. It went back to Point, who fooled the goaltender to tie the game 2-2.
Same mindset. That's the way it's been basically all period long, and I don't think it's been as flashy. And there's the bounce that kind of catches. Darcy Kemper felt the puck was going to move behind the net there, and you could understand why he would feel that way. That's the way it was going. But then the back hand there by Point.
Send it into the offensive zone here. It's their third power play. Lightning quickly clean it up. And will fire it back down the ice again, but it's picked off on the way through by Kuzmenko. King step in, right wing Perry toward the circle. In front, Fiala scores! A power play goal! Kings are back in front. Multiple power play goals in the game for the first time this year, and it's 3-2 LA.
And this is gifted to the Kings. I think sets up everything. Here's Tampa. They have it. Now they don't. Watch here. Watch Kuzmenko out. He's over the line and make a move. Change the point of attack. He does exactly that. From that point on, Corey Perry gets everyone drawn to him. And you know why? Because he was showing shot there. Corey Perry, even though he made the pass, how many times have we talked about it, John Ford? You show shot. That changes the read of the defender. By John Cooper to try to get it going.
Clark looking down the ice, picked up by LaFerriere. A break, LaFerriere, save Johansson.
Worse, but still, it was a penalty. If not for the touch right there, probably doesn't connect, and you can see right there, there's the touch that actually fed Alex LaFerriere. We've seen the move, you see the hands trying to...
Kept in by the Lightning. Point, bumped down by LaFerriere, and then loses the puck to LaFerriere. Kings out of the zone, Kempe looking for it, 2-on-2. Kempe, right circle, shoot, save, rebound, knocked away from LaFerriere. Lifts it down the ice. In front of Kempe, and it's back to Eric Chernak. Stretch pass along the wall. Hagel steps in after the Kings change it in deep. Kucherov behind the goal, centering feed, loose puck in front, rolling toward the goal, they score! Cirelli flicked it into another empty net, and it's tied 3-3.
Now the front net breaks down here for the Kings. Now Kucherov again is instrumental. He's just got his fingerprints over everything here. Watch it right here, it is now. Hold, hold, hold. And he just gets it to an area. Another fortunate bounce there with the Lightning getting a loose puck. And you can see where it bounces to. It bounces maybe to the only place where Cirelli could get his stick on it. Brad Clark actually has decent coverage here. And then watch with a spin. Yep, that's where it is. So the inside position was there.
He's trying to step over the blue line, lost it. Numbers the other way for Tampa. Right wing, Gonsalves toward the net. Gonsalves shoots, save, Kemper. Kept it wide, back in front, and they score! Gonsalves stuck with it and gives the Lightning the lead with 1:41 left.
Example of taking the puck to the net. Protected the puck, watch, stops game, but watch this. Outside to inside, look at this, get it there. And he keeps it alive a couple of times, ends up on the other side of the net. The coverage breaks down at that point, and the puck works for the Lightning once again. They've had some bounces in this game on their goals, but I'll say this, they take it and get it to the danger area. It's not always clean.
Fired around the wall. Hagel chops it forward, glove down, and toward the middle, lifted down the ice by Tampa. Behind the defense was Kucherov. It rolls in, and then he tucks it back in front. Little cherry picking from Kucherov, and it results in an empty net goal.
And I think this one is a planned situation where the team talks about it. You just hang back. Look at yeah, he understood possession. That's what you read first. And he felt that the Kings did not have possession. So he says, I'm going to take off here. And all of a sudden, you become that extra man. You neutralize the icing. Of course, he is able to tuck it in right there on the backhand.
For hosting the Sharks to conclude the homestand. And that will bring this one to a close. Kings led 3-2 late in the third, but fall 5-3.